Thank you guys so much. Welcome to another episode of The Wave Talk. I'm your host, Michelle. Welcome to season 2, episode 10. We're really moving up. We're moving numbers, guys. We're moving numbers. Keep up. Before we jump into our topics, as always, I like to talk to my guests. How was y'all's week?
Well, it was like a fast, long week. The rain was weird, wasn't it? Oh,
I loved the rain. It was so good to my garden.
I do too. I love the rain, but after so long, I'm like,
I need some sunshine, yeah. Because it was cold.
It was rainy and cold.
Rain, like in the days where in between the rain or whatever, it was just cold and gloomy.
Yeah. I didn't like that my dog and her feet,
in the house all day.
and she likes to go in and out. That's all. It's just, it was just too much for me. Yeah, it was just too much for me. I'm trying to think, did anything significant happen in my week? I don't even think anything happened. I just been working out, trying to stay consistent. Oh, you seen me, Mama? My mom and my granny, they be following me on TikTok. My granny always watches my videos and then want to relate it back to my mom. I'm like, girl, get off of TikTok. My granny stay on TikTok, and I think since I'm the only person who she follows, my stuff is always going to pop up first. I'm just like, all right, granny. Bam was on there with a cat. I'm like, Mama and Granny. You gotta love your granny. Shout out to all the grandparents out there. Mama, oh, she must have saw the recent one. My granny don't like no Nicki Minaj. My granny is hilarious, y'all. She approve anything that I do. My people don't be player hating. It's all good. Yes, but we're gonna go ahead and jump into our topics. The first one is kind of similar to like the last episode, but the question is, why are more people straying away from the "it takes a village" mentality? Are people too proud to say that they need help? Like whenever it comes to
that, and I think people don't trust other people no more. And everybody's so judgmental.
Everybody is judgmental.
Now if you don't do it the way I do it, I don't want you to do it. That's how people look at it. Like, damn, that ain't necessarily right.
Right.
The way you do it may not be the only right way. Just because you feel like it's right, it's more than one way to skin a cat, as they say. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You just gotta be able to trust that somebody's still gonna have the best interest. But that's the part right there.
Nobody trusts each other. There's no trust in it. And it would really be nice to have said village in a lot of cases, I would think. You know what I'm saying? Just like we do in other cultures and ethnicities, like how whenever the Asians, they all put in their money to get one person a store, and then they start to send back, and then, it's just like it continues, it trickles.
Because it's a system.
It's a system.
It's already been set, and it's a trusted system. They've seen it, it's proven, it works. Boom. We get our own in the American society. They're not the best. We didn't kind of cultivate our own, like right now, with the social media type thing. Or even with music art. That's why so many people are doing music right now. You know what I'm saying? Because that has kind of turned into our system of everybody get behind somebody and blow them up type. So it's kind of based on social media, viral type shit. That's the only thing we got. But they got more shit that's based on cultural backgrounds and actual advancement.
They do. And I think that had we not have gone through whatever we did as a people, as Black people, of course I feel like we'd have a lot of the same structures. We'd have a lot of the ideologies and a lot of, you know what I'm saying, that other cultures do. It's just that one, and people like, it was so long ago. I'm like, yeah, but you got to understand the continuation, even present day. With the new Jim Crow laws, you know what I'm saying? We're just trying to figure it out. One day Jesus gonna walk and he gonna be like, hey, you know what, y'all really did try. And for that, I'm gonna go ahead and mess with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all was really trying to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? You gotta help yourself. As long as I see y'all out here trying to figure it out, y'all don't know which way to go, but I see you actively trying. And for that, I'll fuck with you, know what I'm saying? All right.
It's been happening.
Blessed has been happening.
It's always
Black people, we really the most blessed people, and we go through the most.
We impatient, though. So everybody that's people. That's a human trait.
That's a human trait.
But we don't understand.
Impatience.
Living off this perception of time. Just know that it's happening.
In real life, in real time.
It's happening right now.
It just happened. I'm just kidding. All right, man. My next question. This is more so for the girls, or maybe for men too. But should you accept gifts from somebody who you don't like?
Yes.
You
Yes.
gotta be honest about it though.
Yeah, you gotta be honest.
You gotta make sure they don't have. You gotta make sure their intentions are clear. I think.
Yeah.
That's what it. Because accepting a gift don't necessarily mean nothing. Like you
Right.
said,
I'm just accepting a
You
gift.
want to give me a gift? I want to take it. Cool.
Right. Thank you. I appreciate
It don't
it.
have to mean nothing more, nothing less.
Right.
Heck no.
But you gotta make sure they know that. Because some people don't know that, and then other people.
But then it's like if you tell that person,
You can blur the lines.
if you tell that person, then you don't get the gift.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, sometimes.
You didn't need it. That mean the gift wasn't for you. That mean the gift was for certain intentions that you didn't want, and you didn't want the gift.
I did.
You don't need it.
I did want the gift. Oh my gosh, my glasses.
You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate
You know what I'm
Good
saying?
looking out.
What else do you get for giving me a gift?
But I mean, I used to kind of be like,
Oh, there we go.
wise and be like, oh no, it's okay. I learned. Thank you. I'll take
I
that.
appreciate that.
And if I offer you something, the same should be granted. Like as soon as you be like, no, I'm good, then it's going back.
You didn't want it.
Yeah, I don't play that being modest anymore. So it's just, you offer me a gift, thank
You obviously want to give it to me.
you.
Good
Yeah,
looking out.
I want to have it now.
I think the group consensus is we're taking those gifts.
Take it.
Yeah. They were trying to shun.
Yeah, I mean,
They were
you
trying
can't
to
control
shun
everybody's
girls.
intentions, but that's-
Right.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
That's what I'm saying. If you got a bust down wig, a chain, or something, and I want it, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna take it. I don't care if I like it. I want it. Why are you trying to give it to me? You want me to have it.
You wanted me to have
You
it.
wanted me to have it, whether I liked you or not. You wanted me to have it.
Clear when you taking it.
And like I said, but like he said, the easiest way to be clear is a simple thank you.
It can
You
switch
ain't gotta,
up on
you don't
you.
gotta leave you on.
Thank you so much for that chain. However, I am not interested into going further.
You bought it for me,
Have a
right?
good day. Thank you.
No, that's why you don't want to turn
Blah.
gifts down because they are intentional.
Exactly.
So you
Exactly.
Who mind to give me something?
Who would I be to turn down that gift? That's crazy. Yeah, I'm gonna accept the gift.
Just,
I definitely have before. That's how I got my Drake candle.
just be upfront.
See?
That you'll have somebody at your door. Tripping.
Girl, how they even getting there? What are you talking
No
about?
matter.
Mom, there go my mama.
I'd have been.
I know you hear me.
Get from outside my house immediately. All right, y'all. My last topic. Is marriage still a goal?
Well, yeah, I mean,
I would like
You're already married. You don't count. I mean, but still. Because he's already married. I mean, how is that still a goal for him? He's already there.
that's what I'm saying for who at first, but I'm saying, but just for in general, people that's in a relationship or that's looking for somebody.
Just for people in
But in regular
general.
life, I don't think either or. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, of course.
Oh, I don't think so.
Companionship,
Yeah,
all of it.
companionship.
It depends on, because like I said, saying marriage itself, some people just, it's people that have already been married, they like, I don't kind of want, but you gotta realize that's a business deal. You know what I'm
It is. I agree.
A lot of people don't want to go through that no more.
Yeah.
Some people just did it, they don't want to do it again.
Yeah.
But they still kind of want that companionship. That's just,
Yeah.
that's a human energy thing. You
Yeah.
need other energy around you to be that, you know what I'm saying, that kind of yin to your yang. Even if it ain't
Yeah.
another person, it's something that you need.
Mm-hmm.
But no, we're not made to be alone. We're not. That's why certain shit like hugs from other people, certain embraces from people can actually enhance your energy.
Which I've always felt was weird. I don't like to be hugged in real life. So, like, I don't think I'm one of them people. I could live a life without a hug. And they say that people, like, die from not getting hugs or something.
Yeah,
like, don't touch me.
But you that's putting too much definition on how you view a hug. You can say that, but you might not go your whole life without any kind of.
I mean, if I could have a choice, I would.
So all physical embrace can be looked at as a hug. You might not want an actual hug, but you want some kind of physical touch from another person. All of us do.
I don't. Mm-mm.
That's a lie.
I don't. Don't touch me. I'm not lying on the wave talk. It's not a
Every
lie.
person like physical touch from some people at some times, and then that's just that.
I disagree.
Exactly. We need to put it on her. I gotta figure out.
I don't agree.
Put a cap and gown on her.
Don't put either on me. Don't put either on me. It's the absolute truth.
Touch is everybody's love language.
No, it's not.
In some way. In some way, even if it's all about, even if it just gets straight to the point of sex, whatever it is, some kind of physical. Every human got some kind of physicality that you're gonna want, you're gonna yearn for it eventually if you go without it.
I mean, yeah, you can yearn for it, but I don't mean you gotta have it. It's just like a longing. It's like, damn, I really want that, but it's like I don't need it. I'm talking about on the basis of need be basis. I don't think so. I don't think so because you got nuns.
They touch people. We're not saying it's all about physical touch from one human to
but they don't like, hey, I need somebody to touch me.
Sure
it did start with hugs.
Grandchildren, they probably hug all
they can't have grandchildren because they're not fucking, so they don't have kids. They're nuns.
They got somebody. They do something. You know what I'm saying? They do some kind of physical touch. They're not going around not touching people.
I think the group consensus is that marriage is not a goal for Michelle, but it is for the gallery. So we'll let them have it. We'll let. To be honest,
I can join marriage and just to companionship. Like I said, marriage may not be.
I mean, even for companionship type shit, I don't even think. Most people do want some people. Most people do want somebody.
You're making a decision for the general group, right?
I'm making a decision for myself. I was asking y'all individually.
Like you said, well, you asked me. I'm already.
Okay, you're right.
So yeah, so I got to think for everybody else kind of situation.
I suppose.
I'm just thinking for everybody. You know, I'm just saying. In general.
All them people are normal. That's all. Everybody else is normal, and I'm just like. It's all right, guys. But to be honest, the only thing that I want is like a wedding. Because I just want like a pretty dress, and I want a fat ass ring, and I want a party, and I want like food, and people giving me gifts. I mean, I've seen some crazier things. I've seen people get married to like the Eiffel Tower type shit, or people get married to inanimate objects. They don't need another thing. But I could honestly just have like a little birthday party like that, to where, I don't know, I get myself a wing. Maybe.
I need to sell a service where I'm like fake marrying people. I can make some money.
Now you good.
I'm sure I wouldn't be the only one to sign up for it. I'm sure I'm not the only person who'd sign up for it.
Because some people they get tired of being in relationships or don't want people around. There's some people like that. I don't think you really like that, but you might be feeling like that.
I am. I-Y-A-M. I am.
Right.
If it's not Drake, it's not being brought out. And it's not happening.
But the fact that you can even say that.
I would only do it because it is like, all right, fuck it, I don't care. Why not?
What if like Drake is like an actual asshole?
I've thought that before, and that's just, you know, the reality of it, unfortunately.
You're forced to commit to someone that you've only like imagined about, but his reality is like.
That's all right.
His ass stink in the morning, like you just don't.
Whose doesn't? But think about what it comes with. The opportunity of it all.
You know what? Not all good money. All money is good money.
People say that, but to be honest, it all spins the same. It all spins the same, and I want it. But, guys, those are our topics for episode 10. We're about to bring on our next guest. Please stay tuned to find out who it is. We'll be back. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Welcome back to the Wave Talk. As you can see, we have our guest, Mr. Original Flow. Welcome to the Wave Talk.
Thank you very much.
How you doing today?
I'm doing quite well. How are you?
I'm fine. Now, usually whenever I ask people, how are you? I mean, like, how are you truly? Are you content? Are you anxious? How you feeling?
I'm actually extremely happy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You got a big day today.
Yeah, it's been a crazy week, honestly.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Talk about it. What you been having going on?
Well, earlier this week, I got a chance to fly out to Boston and do some live stream work with Fire in Little Africa.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And then I worked alongside the OWN network, with Oprah Winfrey's network.
Ooh.
And
Oprah.
Yeah. And then I got a chance to also perform in Harvard.
Y'all are back already from that?
Yeah, that's...
Wow.
Yeah, that we made history, like, that's never been done before.
Oklahoma on the map. Audience, can we get some applause for that? They went out to Harvard to perform for the Fire in Little Africa. Talk about that. How did you get involved with that project?
Well, it was a phone call that I got from Dr. View. Shout out to Dr. View. He hit me up and he's like, bro, I need you to be there, and can you do it? I said yes. And I dipped out immediately. Like, I got all my stuff ready. And I went out there, and they sent me like all these beats and stuff from some of the most amazing producers that we got, from Tulsa to Shawnee to Oklahoma City. Like, everybody was pulling up, and I wrote, and by the time I got to Tulsa, because the first night we were all recording in the Tulsa Center, to where they had a memorial for the Tulsa massacre that happened. And so my first experience was walking inside the gallery and just seeing all of the black businesses that was destroyed by, evil, essentially. Yeah. And so that just like hit me, and I was just like, man, like something, I just felt like a spirit or whatever come over me, and I just started writing like crazy. And we recorded, I can't remember how many songs that night, but I was there like from midnight all the way to like 3 or something in the morning. Wow. Yeah, it was wild. Yeah. But then after that situation, after we finished everything, that's when we heard about what was happening with COVID. And so that was the first time, and they had that first incident that happened in Tulsa. And so we went back, to our regular lives, and the world kind of ended for like 2 years, And then once again, I get another call from my good friend Benjamin, and he's like the head videographer in Tulsa. He does so much great work. Like,
shout out to Ben in Tulsa.
He's absolutely amazing. And he hit me up. He was like, yo, I'll be live streaming out in Harvard, and I need some help. And you're the guy. All right, I'm in.
Right, say less.
So I pull up, and it was just a beautiful experience to be a part of the culture, and to really just, bond with everyone from Fire in Low Africa, and just get a chance to just witness history that we were making in that moment.
And didn't Fire in Little Africa get like nominated for some big awards, or because I know it's received tons of accolades so far?
Yeah, and I think that's based off of the fact that it's, that's a lot to do with, in my personal opinion, I feel like just with the collective out in Tulsa, include Dr. View, just the educational value behind it is what really piqued his interest to a lot of people, because strangely enough, a lot of people still didn't know about the Tulsa massacre that happened. And so I think it was just a hot topic at the same time, and so we kind of took advantage of the wave of that, and then so we were able to expand that idea, and honestly just thankful to be a part, and to do my due diligence, and to fall in, really.
Fall in.
Yeah.
Fall in line. And that's just, I don't know, y'all. Oklahoma has so much history. I think D. Wright was saying it's like we've got like the most black towns out of any state or something like that. Like, Oklahoma is such a melting pot within itself, and it's so rich with so much talent. Ugh. We could talk on and on about the Oklahoma culture, but we're going to talk about you. Okay. So somebody was asking you off camera, what is it that you do? Talk about it, because I know that you do literally everything up under the sun. Yeah. Break it down for us.
So my first and, original, no pun intended, passion is always going to be hip hop. I absolutely fell in love with it as a young kid, and from the core, I'm a hip hop artist. But since then, I've grown to do so many other things. My other passion has also been photography and videography, and so I've been doing that secretly for like 3 years. Like, I self-taught myself.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
And if y'all have seen his work, for him to be self-taught.
I appreciate that.
Seriously, really good stuff.
Thank you.
Yes. How did you come up with the name Original Flow?
Oh wow.
What inspired that?
I haven't heard that question in a long time. It sparked with a conversation with my pops. And we were having a discussion about my music, and I was telling him about the frustrations that I was having because I was doing some of the talent shows in high school, and I was like trying to impress people because I was getting a lot of praise and stuff. So I was just, you know, I wasn't rapping about nothing. I wasn't talking about nothing. But you know, the words sounded really nice when it came out my mouth. You know, so I was just telling my pops about that, and he was like, son, that's cool. I'm glad that you know, people are liking your talent. He's like, but what's gonna happen when someone wants to sit down and ask you what these mean to you, what these words mean to you? And so after that conversation, like it kind of like made me go into a deep understanding of who I was. And I'm like, man, what am I as far as my music? Like, how's that define me? And so I wanted to find something that was original. And so I stuck with the name Original Flow because I was like, well, that's who I want to be. I want to be authentic, me, original with my flow, and that's where it came to be.
Okay, who are some of your hip hop inspirations?
Oh God.
And this is also kind of like your top 5, if you will.
Top 5?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, honestly, no. You can separate them if you want to,
Yeah, that's
because just
tough.
because somebody's your top 5 doesn't mean like they're your inspiration. So you can give us either or.
I would say Lauryn Hill.
We love Lauren.
100%.
Yeah.
Like she's the reason like my spoken words are as powerful as they are today. Cause like hearing her like MTV Unplugged. Oh my goodness.
So memorable.
I used to tear up every time I'm driving on the highway listening to it.
Yeah. It's one of them, it takes you there.
Yeah, it does.
It
It
takes
took me
you
all the way there.
Yes.
I can't even drive right with this listening. It's like, yeah.
You gotta be in the right headspace for that one.
Somebody gotta drive me. Like it has to happen. I can't listen to Lauryn Hill. It's like, bro, take the wheel, man.
Right.
I gotta find peace of mind. I'm just over here like,
sing
yeah,
it.
yeah.
As soon as it starts.
Yeah. So definitely Lauryn Hill. Some of my earlier like inspirations, definitely, because they kind of change like every year. Cause I get re-inspired by different artists. But I would say when I first started, definitely Talib Kweli.
Okay. Yeah.
Mos Def when he was Mos Def. Yasin Bey.
Yasin Bey.
And then we have Common. I want to say Floetry.
We love Floetry.
Yeah. As I got older, it just kind of evolved. Like I started getting into, I listened to the Lyricist Lounge mixtape. I listened to Busta Rhymes. Oh my goodness! Like it just started growing. Little Brother.
Okay.
Yeah, it just started growing and growing. And I was like, you know, I get so inspired, and then I also got really inspired in production too. And so like Ninth Wonder, Jay Dilla, like all those cats.
Are you also producing?
I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
For other people or just for yourself?
Mainly for myself,
Okay.
because I'm not very picky, and I really just can't deal with people. It's like I need J Cole snares with like a Kendrick Lamar hi hat. I'm like, bro, like just
You're trying to do too much. Get out.
sit down, bro. Like it's gonna be 500. Like
Right.
I'm gonna make it, but it's gonna be 500.
Right. We put it together.
Yeah.
Damn it.
So I like to produce for myself mainly, but I also like to challenge myself. I don't just do like hip hop beats, but I also do like sound scores and all that kind of stuff too.
That's very different. You don't hear people saying that. What inspired for you to do sound scores?
Well, I'm a big nerd.
Yeah.
I love like the first games I played as a little kid that really struck my interest were like the Final Fantasy series. And people that don't really understand that culture, it's romance stories. And the I can't remember his name, and I don't want to mess it up. But he's from Japan, and he wrote all of the original arrangements for those games, and they're absolutely beautiful. and how he composes. And I fell in love with that type of work. I used to listen to classical music as a kid all the time before I went to bed. And I've always wanted to be a part of that world too. And I tried to mesh those things together, like hip hop and like sound scores. Like I wanted to make some like epic sounding.
That's reminding me of like the Boondocks.
Yeah.
That's like as soon as you said that's the first thing that came to my head.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like the Boondocks?
Yeah.
Oh, I just had to make sure. I
Absolutely.
was like, you should just get off the couch now.
Yeah. No, I hate the Boondocks actually.
Thank you guys for watching.
This has been a wrap.
Right, we're gonna go wrap them up. But I want to go ahead and segue
Okay, yeah.
because if you watch the show or if you don't know, but we like to play a little game called Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader?
Probably not.
I don't know. You sound like you know a thing or two.
I'm wise,
And
not
you said,
intelligent.
but you did say that you are a nerd, so we're gonna see how nerdy.
Okay.
I feel like these are kind of easy, but I was also trying to make it difficult because I feel like you're super smart.
Why would you do that?
I don't know. You just give me that essence of
What is
smart.
a covalent bond? I don't know.
You got it. Okay. What type of animal can live on both water and land?
That's quite a few. Platypus?
Yeah, but what is he classified as?
A mammal?
He's a mammal, but he's also a what?
A certain type of
Amphibian?
Yeah, it is. It's an amphibian.
Yeah, the way you worded the original question was kind of.
I didn't word the question any kind of way. Oh, the way that it was
I see
worded.
why he said platypus. It took a minute for him to get.
I know we was
Yeah.
working through it. I figured he had it. I can too. Okay. What was the name of the last queen of France?
I have no idea. Let me ask the audience.
Audience, y'all got any ideas?
I mean,
France.
I know what they did to Haiti.
Always different queens.
I'm out.
Y'all want me to?
France.
Y'all want me to? My mama looked it up.
That's the only way I'm gonna have.
It was Marie Antoinette.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Oh, right.
Everybody's like, ah. But we know the name. I just didn't know that she was the Queen of France. I just knew her name.
Yeah.
Okay. How many countries are in Africa?
Oh, wow.
A lot.
Let me get.
She
I wanna-
said more than 8.
It's hundreds.
It's under 100.
No,
I'll tell you that.
77.
no, it's.
I was right. That was my first thought too.
It's a lot.
Guys, he's trying to process it.
It is a lot.
It's under 100, so that's my hint.
40?
A little bit up. It's close.
35?
No, go up.
45?
54.
54? Oh, wow.
Yeah, 54.
I know it was quite a bit.
It is a lot.
That's a lot of countries.
That is a lot of
These
countries.
is countries.
It's the largest landmass in America.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, in the world.
In the world, yeah. And it's crazy how we just like group everybody like, oh, they're African. It's like, well, I'm Sudanese actually.
Right.
You know, I'm Cameroon.
Right.
Okay. And the last question. This is an easy one.
Okay, for you.
She said,
Yeah, she
reading the answer.
Here we
and
go.
reading both of them. This is easy.
Watch. Okay. What is the most abundant element in the universe?
Elements
In the universe.
in the universe. Water?
No, but it's one of those.
This is one of those.
It's one of those. It's a part of water. It's a part of like the elemental,
Oh, oxygen?
the other one.
Hydrogen?
Yes,
Okay.
it is hydrogen. The other one.
It makes sense because it's in both. It's in one.
It is. That's why I was.
So that's why it's most abundant.
Yeah, hydrogen. You did pretty good.
Thank you.
Yeah. We got some smart guests on the Wave Talk. Thank you, audience, for helping us out. We appreciate it. Everybody's engaged and paying attention. You said I did?
So you tried
I
to
did.
do a couple of our-
I did. I'm trying because I feel like everybody else skates through these.
Yeah. We done had some good ones before.
Yeah, we have. But I wanted to talk about, you recently dropped a new song.
Yes.
I saw that on Instagram. Talk about the song that you dropped. What's the name of it? What's it talking about?
Okay. It's called Can't Leave.
Okay.
And basically it's about my newfound like self-independence. And so in 2021, I left my 9-to-5 job and I worked 100% with everything I do with music, photography, videography, all that kind of stuff. And so Can't Leave is kind of like the essence of that. And like looking myself in the mirror and like just beat myself every day, like you know, not seeing any enemy other than myself, and always like bettering myself by achieving stuff that I didn't think was possible. Wow. And so Can't Leave is basically like I can't leave this world without fully understanding my purpose on it. So.
Oh my gosh, guys, a true word. See, the enemy aside from myself. But how did you know in 2021 that it was time to make that leap?
Oh, they made it for me.
Oh, well, there's that.
So
there's that. Thank you.
So I'm a very loyal person, and I worked at Best Buy for about 10 years. And so,
damn, whole decade.
Yeah. But I was paying through college. I was paying my way through college and stuff, so it made sense. And they had really good benefits, and I can get batteries super cheap. So, you know, it was just a balance of everything. But when the pandemic hit, they eradicated like my job. So I did asset protection. I was the security guy, make sure everyone was safe. They got rid of like asset protection throughout the entire company.
Wow.
And my boss at the time, he was a little bit younger than me. He really didn't like me, let's be honest. And you know, since I was basically, you know, seniored in, I could really be moved anywhere that I wanted to, but he didn't want to. He was trying to get rid of me. And so I took my severance and I invested that into my companies that I'm working on. And so instead of just being upset, I was just like, all right, I deuced them and just start, you know, playing for my team.
Playing for the home team.
Yeah.
I'm so inspired. I love listening to this story. I'm still working the regular corporate America job, you know what I'm saying?
You're gonna get there.
It'll happen when it's supposed to. I keep telling myself that because it's like the more I try to like, all right, on this day, it don't ever happen on that day. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna stress it too much. I'm sorry, my music was distracting me.
You good?
I'm
You're
sorry.
the vibe.
People keep saying that and it's throwing me off. Like, quit saying that. I'm not good with compliments, so it don't matter.
Neither am I.
What'd you say? He's always trying to critique me. He really is. Like, he's always trying to critique on the camera. It don't matter, though. But I want to ask you, because you mentioned who a lot of your inspirations are, and you mentioned people like Common, Talib Kweli, and that's like your era of rap, or like your version.
Yeah.
With that being such a different type of rap in this present day, how do you, or are you still finding inspiration?
Absolutely.
Yeah. What inspires you present day?
I love a good story.
Yeah.
So just listening to artists in general, I don't have like a specific person, but just listening to music and really absorbing it to myself. Like I go like long periods that I don't listen to music at all.
Wow.
And you know, like it's part of my creation process. Like I don't want it to be convoluted with anybody else's. Like I listened to Pimp a Butterfly by Kendrick Lamar.
I was listening to that not so long ago.
But I made the mistake is I was listening to that while I was working on my album. So I had to like trash bin all of my music. I'm like, nah, if it's not like Kendrick's, like come on. And so I had to give myself that space. But now I just absorb anything. It could be, you know, it could be metal, it could be synth wave, it could be classical music, it could be orchestra, whatever I'm listening to, I'm taking bits and pieces of that and adding it to my person. I used to be so centralized on like trying to mimic like my old inspirations, and so I was trying to rap like Talib Kweli, I was trying to rap like Yasin Bey, Common, all those cats, and you know, then I got boxed in. I was finding myself getting boxed in and working with different artists. It was like, well, this is not like a boom bap trap, so I don't know if you would like it.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's not me, though.
Right, I rap.
Yeah, I rap. And so, with this, with my last album that I released, Black Man Kid Boy, was kind of like a break from everything. Like, it's like updated, you know, drums, and it's not a lot of boom bap. It's just more just me being an artist and me being real and vulnerable. And so that's where I really got my break from. And then working with my bands, at the time it was The Fervent Route, and it was like an experimental hip hop fusion of rock and synth and like everything else in between, blues, all that stuff. And it really helped me expand my mind on when I'm creating something. And so I just stopped like having like favorites. I just really just start taking stuff in as I move.
That's so important. And I feel like a lot of people will get like writer's block, or they'll get like mental blocks because they're so focused on trying to not even mimic what they're used to, but stay on the same path. And it's important for you to, you know, to try to venture out and take little pieces and elements from everything and, you know, build this new little genre or whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So what type of words of advice would you give for a younger artist or somebody coming up who's just like you? You know, somebody who wants to stick to their original flow and have some meaning behind their words.
Be honest with yourself.
Be honest with yourself.
And know that anybody that's giving you advice, take it with a grain of salt. I've had so many things said to me, like there was this one artist, I can't remember his name at the time, but he was just like you need to stop with all that like lyricism and stuff. Like that's not selling. Like people are not gonna buy that, you know. And then like literally the next year I was on Sway in the Morning. And people like listening to my music. I made history on this show.
Right.
And like, so I would say to those people, like, don't take everything for what it is. You know, take it for a grain of salt. Walk your own path. Believe in yourself. Beat yourself. And, you know, be the best version of who you are as a person. And, you know, don't settle for anything less.
Absolutely, guys. Such a prophetic word. What's next for Original Flow?
So much. I just formed a new band.
New band.
Called The Waves.
Everybody's wavy.
Yeah. You're actually a part of it too. You didn't know. But yeah, this is actually a part of it.
What? What do you mean? I'm like, what am I doing?
But we just formed a new band, and I'm collaborating with a brand new soda company that just came out.
Okay.
Called Afropop, and I'm working with them, and so that's in the mix. And then I'm actually working on creating an album that's going to release at the end of this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's going into this album? What's the mindset do we have?
Well, it's going to be all live music.
All live. I love live instrumentation. Yeah. It's my absolute favorite.
And so everything that you're going to be hearing this year up until then is going to be a part of that album. It's going to be a mix between some old versions of me, some new versions of me, and what's to come, the future. And so I'm excited. We've got a lot of crazy talented musicians who can be a part of it, and I'll be documenting the whole experience, and so people will be able to see the videos and the photos of everything that's going on through my page.
This is amazing. Guys, please make sure you are tapped in to follow his journey. The last thing I want to ask you about, I love your hair, obviously, but it's your look. How long have you had your hair like that?
The first time I grew a fro, it was because I couldn't afford a haircut.
Well,
I was single. I was a college kid. I was broke. You know, I was putting my money into my college, and so I was just like, man, well, guess I got to skip this haircut. And then my hair just grew out. My barber saw me for the first time. He was like, yo, bro, like, I've had the same barber for like years.
That's what's up.
And he was looking
at loyalty.
Yeah, for real, 100%. Like I literally, he's coming to see my shows tonight.
That's what's up.
Yeah. But he saw me for the first time. He was like, bro, where'd all this hair come from? I was like, man, I just been out of commission, bro. Hook me up.
Right.
And so he was gonna shave it all off. I was like, man, I kind of want to keep it. And so first time I stepped out with the fro, people was like, oh, I actually kind of like that. That looks good on you. And then now, like, if I tell people I'm gonna cut it off, they're like, I don't see that happening. Like, don't ever do that.
That's just the look.
Yeah, so
That's your signature.
yeah, it turned into that. And
It
so
did.
I actually really enjoyed it, and you know, it makes me feel extra black, so I'm happy.
Yeah, edge up is crisp and everything.
Yeah. Shout out to my barber.
Shout out to your barber.
Yeah, he's absolutely amazing.
You want to say his name? You know?
Huh?
You want to gatekeep? I was saying, did you want to say his name?
Well, he owns Divine Master Cuts.
Okay,
And
Divine
so,
Master Cuts.
if you want your hair nice, look for and ask for Roger Neely. He's the owner, and he's absolutely amazing.
Shout out to Roger Neely for keeping this fro fresh.
Appreciate that.
What is that, alliteration? Fro fresh, or is that assonance? It's one of those. Oh,
It's alliteration, yeah.
Fro fresh, huh? I need more words. Forever fro fresh.
Feeling
Fridays.
so fresh. I see
He
you.
said I need more F's.
Two of them, man.
Give you more. I still gotta give you more.
No, I said at first.
Forever fresh Fridays, bro.
Once you get to 3 or 4, that's real alliteration right there.
God.
There you
A
go.
family feud, Ford fusion. That's what Steve Harvey used to say. I'm going crazy. Anyways, go ahead and tell the people where to find you on all of your social media platforms, where to stream your music, how to get in contact with you to work with you,
Yeah.
all of that good stuff.
If you want to just follow me just because you think I'm absolutely amazing, make sure you go to all streaming platforms or all social media platforms, Original Flow. If you really like my music and you really want to support, please go to the link in my bio, go to my Bandcamp, and actually purchase my music. And I really appreciate that. Since I do all this myself, I would really love
Independent
that.
artist.
If you want to contact with me, if you want to link up or whatever, you can also reach out to me on Instagram. I like to do that more often than any of my other social. So if you want to link out, you want to work on something, hit me up on that.
All right, perfect. Well, thank you again for joining the Wave Talk. I was nervous you was going to say no whenever I asked, so I'm happy you said yes. I always think people going to say no.
Why would I say no?
I don't know. I think everybody going to say no. Like, I don't want to be on a talk show or I don't want to be on a podcast. I don't know. They may say something trying to slight me. I don't know.
I was
I'm
absolutely
an
honored.
overthinker. Oh, well, thank you.
Yes.
All right, y'all. Well, again, a huge shout out to Original Flow. We'll be back with that closing segment, so stay tuned. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Again, I want to give a huge thank you to our guest for today. Mama, why is you on your phone? It would be my mama. No, I'm going to keep it going. We're going to keep it. I'm literally about to keep it. Again, I want to give a huge thank you to our guest, Original Flow, for stopping by. I loved hearing him talk about all of the things that he's involved in, his interest in music, how he does musical scores. That's like the music that they play on like the video games and movies and stuff like that. So y'all should really tap in with somebody. That's a great mind. But as always, I'd like to end with a little quote. I got this one from my dog. Shout out to Frankie, my bestest friend. The quote is, "It's never a matter of if, always a matter of when." We always have to understand shit's gonna happen whenever it's supposed to happen. It's never an if. You already know it is. So just keep that in mind going forward. If you're working on something, you're kind of stressed about it, or if you're really hoping to close on something, it's always a matter of when. But a huge shout out to New Wave or No Wave, the home team. I'm about to put my hoodie on and be hoodie mellow and then finish up my stuff. Hold on. Because it say New Wave on the hood. It say New Wave on the hood. And then I want to give a huge shout out to Life Media 405 for the production team. Make sure y'all follow us on all social media platforms at The Wave Talk Official. Don't forget the new email address, thewavetalkofficial@gmail.com. And we'll see you for another episode of The Wave Talk. Bye.